wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working.
What's up, YouTube? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope everyone, as always, is having a fantastic day, boys and gals. My name is ATX Crypto. We're diving in. We have an ETF approval for Ethereum. Holy effing cow, my goodness. Bitcoin dropping 67,000. We're seeing a little bit of a sell the news event currently right now, but this is to be expected. What this could mean for PulseChain, and also one of the highest payouts per T-share, if not the highest payout per T-share, just happened over with Hex as well. So hope y'all are staked in your Hex. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day as always. Today is Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. We have almost another month has flown by right now, folks. One day closer to the riches to be expected during a bull market. So I hope y'all are keeping your heads calm. Hope y'all are all remaining civil during this entire time, making sure you're focusing on the prize at the end of the road and instead not getting distracted by shiny new objects. What's going on, everybody? I see Anthony in the house. What's going on, my boy? Jason Smith, salute to you, my friend. The Mr. Max says huge day overall, and I definitely agree with this. EHEX payout, wow, facts on facts. Big GZ, what's going on, my friend? Yo, prospector. I hope y'all are all having a fantastic day. So without further ado, let's take a little peeky weeky over here at the charts and see what we got going on with the crypto charts right now. Bitcoin doing a little bit of a pullback at 67,764 right now. Whoops, can't quite see it with my head in the way. And I guess it's just going to have to be kind of a little bit smaller here as well, just to make it seen. Okay, cool. $67,769 right now for the price of Bitcoin. At this point in time, let me actually just move this over here on the, move it on the left side. What? How do I don't remember how to do it over here on, goodness. Do I just have to go into settings? My bad, y'all. I was trying to move it over here to the left side. Thought it would be easier on that. And maybe I'm just tripping. All right, I guess I'm just tripping. Yeah, I'll figure that out later. Not going to get too distracted there. Anyways, we're seeing a bit of a pullback right now. And of course, guys, this is definitely to be expected right now. After a big news event of the ETF Ether approval, we can definitely expect some of a pullback. We can actually see on Ethereum as well. We actually had to go all the way up, damn near to $3,941. A massive rally that happened as of the news event. In fact, you got to see it drop all the way down to 3,500. This one candle wick alone was a pretty crazy candle wick, 12% within a span of a day. And again, at the end of the day, it only ended up doing 1.22% as a positive for the day. People absolutely didn't know what the news was going to be. It went back and forth, and everyone kept saying it's going to get approved, it's not going to get approved, it's going to get approved, it's not going to get approved. No one knew exactly what was going to end up happening, and at the end of the day, you can see they finally came through and approved it. So we had the bill that came through yesterday, the FIT 21, which y'all saw get approved by the House, and that's getting pushed on forward and further. You can also see, boom, approved. There it is. The SEC just approved spot Ethereum ETF. What a turn of events. It's really happening, and you can see it all right here where it actually did get approved. And this actually came through for many of the exchanges. In fact, all of the exchanges that actually happened it got approved. All the people who applied for the approval on this one actually managed to get an approval. So pretty damn crazy stuff, if you ask me, if I do say so myself. So whenever I was looking at it over here, I was actually seeing, let me just kind of pull it up real quick. I sent this out to the Patreon people as well on the Telegram. As soon as the announcement actually got hit, which was pretty damn awesome. But let me just see if I can pull it up over here. Yeah, and I also made a Twitter post myself because, guys, this is some pretty bullish news. This is not only bullish for crypto in general to have the FIT21 bill get passed, to also see Ethereum ETF get approved, to have the spot Bitcoin ETF approved. These are all just massively bullish events right now in the crypto realm. So seeing all of this come together, pretty damn exciting if I do say so myself. And folks, I do say so myself on this one. So you can actually see again in this one, what a reversal, and what a stunning reversal on this one. So Bitcoin actually came through here. It says in a stunning reversal, the SEC has approved 8 Ethereum ETFs. The funds like Grayscale, Bitwise, iShares, VanEck, ARK, Invesco, Fidelity, and Franklin will soon bring ETH trading to Wall Street. It is a huge win for crypto, not only for the fact that, not necessarily for the simple mean of, guys, not your keys, not your coins. We've heard this before as well, but just to help get people in the mindset of crypto in the first place. As people progress, they will further and further dive into the world of decentralized, how to get control of your own assets and all that good stuff as well. And you can see this is actually a full Decrypt article as well sitting on my Twitter. So if you want to go follow me over there, you can definitely go do so at the same time. This is actually that article that came through. And again, this is actually saying that we still have roughly about a few months ahead before it actually starts getting traded on the open market right now. So keep that in mind, okay? So whenever we're actually going through on all of these, okay, cool, there it goes. So spot Bitcoin or spot Ethereum ETFs will be traded in the United States just months after Bitcoin ETF approved their own approval from the SEC. So what this means in a couple of different ways of saying it is, one, they just named Ethereum as a commodity. You cannot be an ETF and be a security. So by just the notion of them approving the Ethereum ETF, they are saying that Ethereum is not a security. Why is this big news? Because for PulseChain, it is a full system state fork of Ethereum, meaning every single thing with Ethereum is actually on and the same as it is over on PulseChain. Every little thing, full system state fork of Ethereum over to PulseChain, meaning that they basically just said Ethereum's not a security. Well, you're also saying PulseChain's not a security. What a incredible time to be alive. So keep in mind, trading will not happen right away. The spot Ethereum ETFs won't be tomorrow. They say it could be a couple of weeks before the fund managers' S1 documents are approved to actually enable trading. So keep that in mind as well. Typically from here, you can see it typically takes months on this one. So we'll see if it's just a couple of weeks or if it's just a couple of months before it actually starts getting traded. But guys, this is very, very bullish because as we discussed, even myself was saying a week ago, most financial experts and crypto industry leaders had written off such an outcome as increasingly unlikely. And my goodness, they just absolutely turned that around. This is one of those massive news that definitely got people hyped up. What's more, just weeks prior, a lawsuit filed by Ethereum software company Consensus against the SEC alleged that the regulator has secretly considered ETH to be an illegal unregistered security for over a year. By them actually approving this ETH ETF, it no longer is a security. So bam, if the SEC formally labeled ETH as security, then the Ethereum ETFs would need to be approved via a different process than the one currently underway. So absolutely bullish news. Okay, this is one of those things that when you start seeing how the actual outcome ended up being overall with this particular item, pretty damn crazy stuff. Again, in a bid to get over the finish line, several ETH issuers dropped language from their applications, such as staking. This is one of the massive things that people removed, or all of the people who applied removed from the outcome to actually get this through, because once Ethereum transitioned to a proof of stake system, Ethereum holders actually can actually deposit their funds to secure the network, right, and actually accrue rewards. And SEC has basically said, basically anyone offering staking services is engaging in an illegal unregistered security scheme. So they removed that language, but neither here nor there. Massive W. Put a W in the chat because that is a massive W for crypto, folks. Now, again, I do anticipate that we're going to see a little bit of a sell the news event. This is very likely, so I can always see it come back down, ideally bounce off this level as a support. So 3,400, it got pretty damn close right here, 3,524 just today alone. I did expect it to actually come back down, but this is actually right when the news got launched. You can actually see just a few hours ago when this actually really started kicking off. You can see it did a massive drop and then a massive sell. This is essentially when the news got announced right here, basically stating that, hey, the Ethereum ETF has been approved. Now, what does this mean overall for the rest of the market? This is just a next step in the evolution of crypto. Also, I actually had a great conversation with another Patreon member who was asking a few questions, and essentially she had asked, hey, quick question about other layer ones. So PulseChain is, of course, a fork of Ethereum, right? Which we already know the answer to that is yes. She was asking what other layer ones is a direct fork of Ethereum. And so we're actually going through talking about things like Solana or Sui or any of the other layer ones that are out there, Binance. And so I was actually going through and explaining there haven't really been too many other forks of Ethereum. Right now, you have Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Binance Smart Chain, and PulseChain. Those are like the main forks of Ethereum. There are a few other ones, but most of the other ones are just EVMs or Ethereum virtual machines, basically allowing them to use transactions like Ethereum, but not quite the same. So this is really big news for those particular things that are actually forks of Ethereum, such as even Binance, guys, as crazy as that sounds, or such as, and again, Binance actually believe still has a lawsuit out there as well against the SEC happening. So keeping all that in mind, pretty good stuff. PulseChain, fork, full system state fork of Ethereum. Absolutely incredible stuff right here. Posted a song marking Gary today. Big dub. Dude, absolutely big dub on that one, Rugburn. Absolutely big dub. Thank you so much to all the love as well. Tell It Right says, glad I held 10 ETH at 2150. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this wasn't going to like make or break the difference in Ethereum going off and rallying up to its new all-time highs and all that good stuff. Like, that was still going to happen this bull market anyways. And, you know, actually looking at the overall charts where I can see Ethereum going, it's still very bullish, guys. This doesn't change where I can see ETH going. Again, if you actually break this down and see on the normal bull run rally, you do get this 4.236 as a max level, which puts Ethereum at $17,000 and even $15,000 Ethereum here. So even if you were holding Ethereum at the 2150, congrats, my friend. That's incredible. And that's just kind of showing that this just allows it to happen that much easier if it, as it were, right? You can see pulling up the Bitcoin chart, as a matter of fact, just to kind of see how that actually went down from January 11th. Actually, what was the rally from that particular time? Now, granted, you have the sell-off, which was a sell the news event, right? This is a 12-day event. So let's just say we get something similar, 12 days of selling, and then essentially you can start doing the spot Bitcoin or spot Ethereum ETF, which it went up damn near 2x in the next 51 days. So let's just assume we see something similar with Ethereum, folks. We get a sell-off, nothing too crazy. We get a sell-off of roughly, I don't know, we'll say 12, 15, 20%, somewhere in here, brings us into this $3,400 range in the next couple of weeks. And then once that actually happens, we go up, you know, we'll say 2x from here. And where does that put us? Well, I mean, that's in the 6,300 range. Whoops, you can't see because my good old head's in the way. So let's just say we go from this 3,400 to a nice little, you know, close to 2x range. You're talking about $6,700 for your Ethereum, which is, guys, pretty damn big news. So if you're holding those 10 Ethereum at 2150, here's some fun math for you. As always, whoops, broke that down differently. Give me 1 second real fast, y'all. 1 second. Oh no, where'd my screens go? Here, let me just switch it up real quick. Here we go. And I forgot that I switched the screens on where all my items actually were. So let's just move these over to a different monitor real fast. That way I can actually do the same screen share that we normally do. All right. Pull this back up once again. All right, there we go. Now we're looking better. Cool. So breaking this down on a different method or a different metric, you're holding 10 Ethereum at 2150. Well, just assuming we get up to that 6,700 Ethereum at that point in time, you did pretty damn good, my boy. You know what I mean? You turned that, what it was, we'll say $20,000 into damn near $67,000. So a good triple up your money on that one, dude. Congratulations. And that's just where the market kind of gets going. Again, we just pulled this up moments ago, but guys, I can definitely see Ethereum hitting upwards of the 15K range for Ethereum this cycle if it wants to go off and do what it does. So continue to hold, and that's a beautiful return on the money. So that's just one of those beautiful things that you can definitely get in. We can also talk real quick about PulseChain. We have the price. Let me just refresh the pages over here, make sure it's all good and refreshed. Current price of PulseChain 40538. Current price of PulseX 40241 or 243. Current price of the incentive token at $3.10. Hex over on PulseChain 20746 and Hex over on Ethereum 2017. Now, folks, I got to share this because wow. A 39 payout per T-share. My gosh, y'all. My gosh. So when I first got into Hex, I always had a goal of getting to, we'll say 100 T-shares. That was a big goal because I didn't get in during the early days of Hex. I was in whenever it was rallying up from the, 10 cents going upwards to the 56 cents top. And so getting 100 T-shares back then was a crazy goal that you could actually have. And nowadays it's it's a hell of a lot easier to get 100 T-shares. Let's just leave it like that. A hell of a lot easier considering right now it costs roughly around $70 to get that. So $7,000 will get you roughly around 100 T-shares. But either way, 39 Hex per that T-share, you're getting 3,900 Hex today. Now, I've said this in the past, but just imagine the day where Hex reaches $1, folks. That one day for being staked for that period of time, for this period of time, just for doing what you said you were going to do and staking your Hex, not holding it liquid, but staking it, you actually earn $3,900 in one day. And these numbers get pretty damn big as well. Because you can see on average, we've been getting close to about 7.1 to 7.2 Hex per T-share per day. That's pretty damn bullish if you ask me. And so whenever I'm seeing all this, guys, this is what I like. I love seeing the payout per T-share. I love seeing 7 Hex payout per T-share because I remember the days when it was 5 Hex per T-share and then 6 Hex per T-share. And now we're getting a pretty consistent average of 7 Hex per T-share, only to continue to go up over time because that is how the system was designed. So don't let the prices fool you for what they're doing. You're still earning passive income while you sleep. Let the money go to work for you instead of holding liquid. Be staked in Hex, right? I got my Hex staked out for 55.55. I've said this on numerous occasions, but now that the prices are relatively inexpensive, you can get a damn good amount of Hex and actually just stake it out and go long. If you believe in something like a 401k or Social Security, you're going to most likely see this Hex stake end before you see the rewards from doing something like that. So always fun stuff there. When we actually look at the overall price charts as well, checking it out on the 3-day real fast, or on the daily real fast, as I should say, we currently have a nice little bounce off this resistance or support that we've been seeing. The 5313. This has been a level of support for some time. Ideally, it wants to hold it as a level of support. We just got to maintain it. We just got to keep it checking, and we'll keep you all in the loop on that as well. Now, where do I see the price of actual PulseChain going? Someone asked this earlier in the chat, talking about where could I see PulseX going in the next quarter, we'll say. So Cryptomania 001, appreciate the comment. It says, love the show. What quarter do you see Pulse and PulseX going to high numbers? Now, your definition of high numbers is anyone's guess. Everyone's going to have a separate number as to what they would define as a high number. But I've said this already for the next few months, I can see us bouncing in this range. And this actually keeps us still in this range right here, right? Within a 3x range, I could definitely see something like this. So I don't consider personally for myself, whenever I'm talking about these numbers, a 3x to be the number that I'm saying. We can bounce in here and be all up in these regions and zones. I don't really, whoops, this is actually into 2025 because we're on a, daily right here, but I could definitely see us probably sticking in this zone until roughly about October to even January of 25, being somewhere in this zone before we really start taking off. My area that I believe we would start taking off is going to be the Q4 of 24 or Q1 of 25 to really start seeing the market start going. Again, I don't consider a 3x to be a massive rally going up. It's definitely a win in the right direction, but I can see this kind of going through and doing something like you just saw, whereas by the end of, we'll say, Q24 or beginning of Q24, we're somewhere in this range. Somewhere still playing up in these, within 3x range right here. And then come 25, that's when the market really starts going, and that's when we start seeing these numbers over here, where you start getting into the 1/10 of a penny, 5/10 of a penny, 1 penny. That's when you start really getting crazy. This is all by August of 25, is when you start really seeing some pretty crazy numbers, right? So keep that in mind. That's definitely what I can see happening with PulseChain, assuming that we get, some news happening with the Richard Hart case getting dropped or a win against the Richard Hart case. I can see a rally from that, but that would also be a sell the news event. So keep that in mind. Anytime that you see a news event, typically a lot of times people just want to sell that particular event. That doesn't mean you have to follow suit. You just got to hold strong, keep doing what you've been doing, either continue to DCA in or wait a little bit longer, right? And at that point in time, that's when you win. PulseX seems to be finding a little bit of a bottom at this point in time. We found some support around this 402328 range a couple of times now. We've gone and tested it. Typically, if things like to keep retesting, there's a matter of time before it breaks through. This works for upwards and downwards momentum, so keep that in mind. We have retested this level a few different times here, so I am a little bit optimistic, or skeptically, or should I say a little bit more of a reasonable optimism, saying that we would hold this level of support. Dude, I got a mosquito in here and it's just eating me up right now. It's just having me for lunch. But anyways, I just wanted to share that because this is one of those things that I definitely believe a lot of people are going to have some fun and definitely checking it all out. But if we continue to push these areas, it's really only a matter of time before it wants to break on down, and at that point in time we start getting into the levels of 40177. That would be the next level of support, or should I say a next buying opportunity, whichever way you want to look at it. So keeping all those in mind, those are definitely the overall charts right there in the crypto world, my boys and gals. And I just wanted to share that because, the Ethereum ETF got approved. That's mad freaking bullish, y'all. Mad bullish over here. Let me read through some chats real quick. Say hello to some beautiful people who have joined us in the show. If you haven't already, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel as well. Please, your thoughts on sacrifice ICO for the PulseChain. Please, your thoughts on sacrifice for the PulseChain. Dude, I mean, and just in general for the people who sacrifice, there's for the massive whales who had sacrificed for PulseChain, I had actually gone through the top 20 sacrificers, and it's a little bit of a struggle. I didn't go all the way through all of them, but I noticed majority of them have done nothing but be net sellers for the ecosystem. A couple of them have become validators and actually are helping to secure the ecosystem, but they haven't really contributed too much more additional capital toward it. And it's also tough because the top sacrifice wallets were some of them were pulled together. So when you look at it, it just looks like all the tokens got distributed to multiple wallets, but that was more because of a pull. My thoughts on the whole process of it, I enjoy it. It actually locked in your capital if you had sacrificed Hex at that time. So you actually got to lock in your capital at 18 to 25 cents during the PulseChain sacrifice, and somewhere of 35 cents to 25 cents with the PulseX sacrifice. So you actually got to lock in that as well, which is pretty damn good, especially considering where the prices are on Hex right now. So if you just held your Hex during that time, where the prices would actually end up being versus what you actually got. So the fact that you could have sacrificed your Hex, and for the people who did, they're still up massively in that regard, because even though they're down, we'll say 80% on the PulseChain or PulseX side, and 40% on the PulseChain side, they're still up massively from where it actually was. So my thoughts on it, man, it definitely was a cool idea. Don't get me wrong. Now, the execution of how long it took, it is what it is, but we can all agree probably took a little bit longer than expected. I think Richard already said this so many times already in the past that software is hard, right? And so, we expected mid-May of 22, right? I think it was. And then it was mid-May. No, shit, it was mid-May of 21. Let's just kind of go there, because the sacrifice actually happened during that whole time, right? 2020, 2021. And so you had that whole period where, okay, PulseChain's launching in a couple of months, and then it didn't launch. And then you had the period where, okay, cool, we're getting into mid-May of 2022, and then it didn't launch. And the price actually took a massive hit for Hex. And so Hex actually got hit the hardest just because of the sacrifice, unfortunately. So it's kind of one of those double-edged swords. I'm appreciative of it. You got to get in, you got to be a part of stuff. You had to wait, you got to get the diamond hands. But for the people who come in right now, they actually get a better deal, right? And that's just part of the way the cookie crumbles, man. Sometimes you're gonna massively win on those ICO type scenarios or sacrifice type scenarios, and sometimes you're gonna take a little bit of an L, and that is perfectly fine. That is part of the game that you're playing whenever you're doing it, trying to be early to something as well. So easy story on this one. Big fan of it. Didn't go as planned, is what it is, and I'm appreciative of it all. What's up, Tam Tam? How you doing, my friend? What's up, A-Fam? What's up, what's up, what's up, Marcus? What's up, man? Big GZ says, what's good? What's good, chat? Who believes the hardest? This guy. Yo, awesome day for crypto today. Facts on facts. As frustrating as it was, there wasn't the dumpening. Let me actually try reading that again. If there wasn't a dumpening, could we get these prices if it was a fair launch? Yeah, I know, right? Tough to say. Always tough to say. You can never actually predict what is going to actually end up being the outcome. Dude, I'm getting bit the F up by a mosquito in here. And I only got one eye, so I can't really see. Anyways. Yeah, so to those of y'all, it's the same concept as why people don't want to go promote this, project or crypto or whatever. You need people coming in, man. You need fresh people coming in, not just to get the prices going, but to keep that kind of momentum going as well. Yeah, exactly, Crypto Steve. If you didn't hear yesterday, I got massive migraines going on, and so I was advised to leave an eye patch on for essentially a week, and we're gonna give it a shot. And that's why I didn't stream Monday, Tuesday, but I got the little Wednesday my dude stream yesterday, and we're gonna be keeping it going as well while we can. So keep that in mind. Keeping all that as well. We are getting closer to the bull run. Nice people. Yeah. And so a lot of people are afraid to share this news with newcomers because they don't want, heck, dude, all the people that you told about Hex, all the people that I told about Hex, they're down quite a bit of money. And if they don't have that same conviction, belief, and time spent to do the research as what could be possible going forward in the future, the fact that it was a bear market, the fact that we're just entering a bull market, they are just looking at their portfolio and they're like, dude, I invested $5,000 and it's now $400 or $100 or whatever the price is, right? They're like, what in the actual F, man? And then you're like, let's talk about PulseChain, man. Let's talk about that, right? And so a lot of people are like, or they just don't want to, they don't want to let other people get a better deal than them, right? Like how many people were buying Hex when it was 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents going forward on the way up? So many people, right? And so many people were also caught in that situation when it was going down and it was at 5 cents, 3 cents, below a penny. And you're like, why would I tell you how much Hex you can get now and you get more than me? It's out of jealousy. It's all this emotions are a bitch, man. Don't get me wrong. Emotions are going to get you in a lot of different scenarios, and they are definitely, yeah, we need snake versus mosquito facts. Yeah, let me get the snake in here real quick. But that's kind of what it is, man. It's like you're going through and telling people, and someone can come in with $100. We just talked about it moments ago. Someone can come in with $7,000, get themselves 100 T-shares, if not even less, because technically if they stake it out 55-55, they would only need, we'll say like $2,500. And I'm just kind of ballpark mathing right now, but that would get them 100 T-shares, taking out 55 or even 36.50, right? Do a 10-year stake, boom. they got 100 T-shares for $2,500, where you could have been putting in so much time, so much effort. You put in tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, however much you end up putting in, and you finally got yourself 100 T-shares, and now they come in with like a just a small stack of what you contributed, and they get a bigger stack. That's the same thing happening with people who sacrifice for PulseChain, where you get the prices right now. People who sacrifice for PulseX, where you get the prices right now. The prices right now are freaking awesome, man. And that's why everyone who's coming in, they aren't even looking at where the prices are. Like, they don't care. They honestly don't care. They're looking at it from a standpoint of like, all right, cool. Everything's good. I get a better deal. I get even more. I don't know what happened overall in the last couple of weeks, days, months, years. I have no idea. I see a price. It looks good. I buy. And they get to buy a lot more because they aren't coming in with any notion or preconceived ideas or anything like that. Whereas you had people who sacrifice talking about, we're going to do a 10x in a month. We're going to do a 100x in a year. We're going to do all this. And you look at prices and we're down 50%. Right? It's a lot different. That mindset is a lot different. And this happens all the time, man. It happens all the time. But anyways, let me just kind of read through some crypto news real fast. We'll wrap up the stream. Shouldn't be too long today. Just wanted to have some fun talking about the ETH ETF getting approved. That's going to be the news all around damn near for everybody right now. So Ethereum ETFs clear a major hurdle, though the SEC hasn't cleared them for trading yet. A week ago, I would have said you were crazy to think these ETFs were going to get an SEC approval. And I'm right there with that particular Bloomberg analyst as well. The U.S. House passes bill banning Federal Reserve from issuing a CBDC. The bill's prospects in the Senate are unclear. However, again, you can read through that article. Pretty damn good stuff, right? I'm actually happy that they're going through and trying to prevent them from banning CBDCs as well. That's just another way for the government to be able to control you and your authorities and what you spend your money on or don't spend your money on. And heck, dude, if they didn't, like, say they gave you money and they gave you a stimulus check in CBDC form and you had $1,200 again, but you didn't spend it in the allotted time frame, they would just pull back that money and they would do like a clawback or something stupid, man. I don't know. CBDCs are just no good. So always good to get that done. Gensler says stay tuned on the US SEC's decision because this is all happening. This is actually kind of right below it was. Yep. Everyone didn't know what was happening. They had no idea. There was definitely a rally going on, but no one really knew. And that was kind of the market happening overall today. Yep, the U.S. House approves CBDC anti-surveillance bill, cool, which basically prevents the CBDC from going through. Coinbase loses Supreme Case Court. What? Hold up. What? What'd they lose? Coinbase loses Supreme Court case over Dogecoin dispute. What? I gotta kind of check this out real fast with y'all. So let me just kind of pull that up. What in the hell? Okay. Crypto exchange Coinbase has lost Supreme Court case over its 2021 Dogecoin sweepstakes. Didn't even know they had such a thing. Let me go back in here. On Thursdays, the Supreme Court ruled unanimously against Coinbase, stating that a court, not an arbitrator, should decide where the dispute belongs. The basics of the court case involved David Susky and others who entered Coinbase sweepstakes. They sued the exchange and the sweepstakes management company for misleading app users, saying they were duped into paying $100 in Dogecoin to enter. Coinbase fought to use a clause in their user agreement, hoping to compel arbitration, but the district court later confirmed that the contractual documents included the sweepstakes agreement. Damn. Well, there you go. Coinbase trying to get shady. Dude, the Coinbase isn't even ready, man. Coinbase isn't ready for the bull run. They're going to shut off so many times during this cycle. Make sure if you don't already have multiple different exchanges, right? Go get yourself the different centralized exchanges. So in the off chance that one of them just shits the bed and just doesn't work or ceases to happen because the bull market's here and everyone's trying to off ramp or on ramp or do everything, many of them are just going to go down out of commission, whether it be for hours, days, weeks, or whatever. So just have multiple options available. If you are moving money, do it in such a way that you don't lock up all your money at once. For example, if you end up cashing out, we'll say $100,000, right? In this bull run, and I'm just kind of using that as a base number. I hope you cash out a hell of a lot more than that as well. But assuming you get to cash out and take profits on $100,000, you don't want to just send that all at once to the centralized exchange. Why not? Because in the off chance that the centralized exchange locks up, you don't have any recourse at that point in time. You were just sitting there waiting for them to get that money out. Even though you've been waiting this entire time to say, I won't send that money until I'm ready to cash out and move it into my bank. And then as soon as you send it to a centralized exchange, they freeze. They say no withdrawals, no ads, no deposits, nothing. And you're like, what in the heck, man? I just want to get the money. I just want to get the money. A better way that you can do it is do it in portions, folks. So try to do it in threes at least. Send $30,000 one time, cash it into your bank. Send another $30,000 one time, cash it into your bank. Send a $40,000 to finalize it one time, cash it to your bank. You still end up getting $100,000 in your bank. You just don't have to wait for the chance that you lock up that money in the off chance that something stupid happens. And if you want to get even more technical with it, and you're doing more than just $100,000, maybe you do it in smaller segments, like do 10 transactions. Who cares if it takes 10 transactions to get that money in your bank? Who cares? Do things in such a way that will at least allow you the option to not get screwed over, folks. I'm telling you right now, we saw it happen last cycle. We definitely saw it happen with the FTX and all the other BlockFi, Voyager, and Celsius collapse. Many people were ready to cash out. As soon as they fucking sent their money, shit was paused and nothing could happen from there. It was terrible, man. Terrible. And I do mean that. It was absolutely awful, man. Many people just didn't have any recourse at that time either. There's nothing that could be done, nothing that could be said. It just is what it is at that point. Where did I end up getting... I saw a good old Michael Saylor doing his talks where he says there's no chance there's no chance. Let me just see if I can even find it. There's no chance that the ETH approval or that the Ethereum ETF will get approved. And then that did not age well at all. Michael Saylor ETH ETF. Let me just see if I can pull up a video that I seen on it because I thought it was hilarious as well. Oh man, there was someone who had it all captioned out as well. Let me see if I can find the one that actually had it captioned, because why not, man? We all like captions, don't we? Oh, come on. None of these are captions. Crazy. All right, well, I don't even know if that's in the right language, so I'm just going to pull up yeah, let me just go back. I'll pull up one. I thought it was hilarious because it was kind of, leading to the point that the man thinks he knows what he's talking about. He definitely does not know what he's talking about at all. And hilarious stuff. Yeah, dude. What's up, man? What's up? My boy Westcott in the house as well. We rich. Facts on facts on facts on facts. Hope you're doing well, my boy. Hope you're having a wonderful afternoon and enjoying all the payout as well. What we got over here? We got this one. I want to pull up, share some audio. All right, cool. All right, fun little segment here. This is Michael Saylor doing his old talk as well, as he does.
Is not going to be approved. Sometime this summer, it'll be very clear to everyone that Ethereum is deemed a crypto asset security, not a commodity. After that, you're going to see that Ethereum, BNB, Solana, Ripple, Cardano, everything down the stack is just a crypto asset security unregistered. None of them will ever be wrapped by a spot ETF. None of them will be accepted by Wall Street. None of them will be accepted by mainstream institutional investors as crypto assets. This is the one universal consensus accepted institutional grade crypto asset in the world. There won't be another one when Ethereum.
And how wrong he was. That, folks, that did not last long at all. I'm telling you, that shit was it wasn't even that long when you had that. You can see that was actually for the Bitcoin for Corporations 2024. That was not that long ago when he actually held that up, and Ethereum ETF has been approved. Cooked indeed. Cooked for sure. But folks, I hope y'all have had a wonderful afternoon. I hope y'all enjoy the payout per T-share on this one. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening going forward. If anything, keep in mind, we are still entering a bull market where there's mad money to be made. So do not lose sight at the end of the day. There's still a lot of money to be made in this one, and I will catch you in the next one. I want to take a minute and thank all of our Patreon members over on patreon.com. Also want to thank all the badge members for YouTube memberships and all of the subscribers. This would all not be possible without